Hi, my name is Shindy Johnson, and I've done lots of things in my life, but I've discovered over the course of this lifetime that at the core, I'm an educator. I want to share with you an experience I had over the summer where teaching very young children in the science disciplines helped me to experience a very old pastime of mine in a new, deeper, richer, more mindful, and exciting way. During the summer, I was lucky enough to teach beautiful, rambunctious, eager, and curious 7- and 8-year-olds in a summer science program. Now, these children were described as gifted, but I would describe them as prepared and ready to learn. When I started off this journey, I discovered very quickly that the institution for which I was working was very enamored of a topic in science called dichotomous keys. I have to confess something to you. Even though I'm an educator with a degree in chemistry and physics, I was about to teach 7- and 8-year-olds something that I'd never learned myself. So how does one approach this? Should the teacher be an expert? I thought, here's an opportunity for me to avoid the pitfall of expertise, to wade through with my students the fog of new learning, and hopefully to come out on the other end with something special and exciting. So we embarked on this journey of discovering what dichotomous keys were. And in our journey, we flushed out the idea of dichotomous keys using mollusks. So a dichotomous key is a mechanism for classifying things in nature using a series of pairs of identifiers. I'm not going to get into the details about that. There's lots of it online. But as my students and I started to examine mollusks using dichotomous keys, we started to notice things about mollusks that I'd never noticed before. For example, for univalve mollusks, sometimes the shells are left swirling versus right swirling. We call it left-handed versus right-handed, etc. But how this helped me was that later on in the summer, I was on one of the most beautiful beaches in the United States called Assateague Beach. And as I walked along Assateague Beach collecting shells, I began to see the shells in a new light. All of a sudden, I started noticing things about those humble bivalves I was collecting. I started to notice, were the shells left-handed or right-handed? Was it a clam or an oyster? Was it double-hinged or single-hinged? And as I walked along the beach, my appreciation for this pastime of mine was so much deeper. And I credited absolutely to being forced to learn with my young, gifted students.